Hello everyone, kings and queens, my dear friends. You are welcome. Last week, the American comedian and TV host, Mr. Steve Harvey, have been visited the continent of Africa, where he went to Kigali in Rwanda to meet President Paul Kagami, and also he went to Lusaka, Zambia, to meet with President Hichilema of Zambia. And he said that he has a desire to break the gap between African Americans and African in the continent. So, and let us listen what Mr. Harvey said. So, welcome.
First of all, His Excellency, thank you for having us. Like he said, receiving us on such short notice. We've been in Africa for a couple of days now. I've been on this continent for over 18 years doing things. I've spoken in front of a lot of people in my life, but never in front of these many high-back chairs with people that look nervous. So thank you for that. Listen, I think on a personal note, I think it's important to understand why I'm here. I have a strong desire to bridge the gap between America, African Americans, the UAE, and Africa. I say the UAE because I have a very special relationship with the president there. And I know he has a love for this continent, and he has a desire to help in a lot of ways. President Sheikh Mahama. And so, look, you know, the thing I've learned in the business I'm in, I've been in television, I've been in business for 40 years, I've been on TV for 30 years. And show business is two words. The most money made in show business is the business side of it. What we are never taught as African Americans, as Africans, as black, is the business side. We constantly make our money on appearances. But as much money as NBC, ABC, or CBS pays me, they're not paying me more money than they make. And so I got clear about that. And so what I discovered when I started coming to Africa, the biggest asset you have is the people. And you have so many talented young people here that it dwarfs my imagination. So what I did was, 6 years ago, I became the first celebrity ever from America to bring a hit television show to the continent of Africa against all odds. All of them told me not to do it. There's too much crime, there's too much corruption, and you cannot win. I said, you don't know these people. So I did it. I bought Family Feud to Africa. I bought it in South Africa. I bought it in Ghana, and I just recently taped the season for Botswana. Those shows were #1 on the continent, #1 in that country. So I proved them wrong. It became profitable also. And so I had already set the benchmark to make a change. But as I came here and I discovered how many young people you have, and so much of this continent is the youth, I said, man, we got to create opportunity for these young people. And so what I decided to do, my first program here was called Ignite. And what I did was, I went to a country who had a small television business, hardly no radio business, and I said, listen, why don't you start showing these young people the business? So I created a program. I have a slide here for it. It's called Ignite. I created a program to teach young people the business. Like, if you really want to make money in television, everybody can't be in front of the camera. I don't know if you know this, but the highest paid people in the industry are lighting people. They make more money than the director. If you can light a set, you can get rich.
I think what we'll do, before the media excuses the meeting, Mr. President, we'd like to allow, first and foremost, for you to essentially begin your opening remarks. And then at that point, we'll certainly request the media to excuse the meeting before diving into the details of the slides. Thank you, Mr. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I think my duty first is to acknowledge Mr. Harvey and your colleague, and also the minister and the team members that are here in this room today, and other colleagues, the media, of course. We want to welcome you, warmly welcome you here to State House, to Lusaka, to Zambia. This is your country. This is our country. I'm very delighted that you're just coming from our brother's country, President Paul Kagami, who really is doing great things for his country, for his people, and for our continent. And that you do, let me say, live in the UAE somewhat, if I'm right. We're also delighted to know that because we've opened up a relationship with the UAE leadership, the ruler himself and his team. We've done a transaction with them, which is going well, a mine transaction, and we're looking forward to do more things. We also like what you've done for yourself, your family, for your business, Melt Holdings, and indeed what you are just beginning to talk about in terms of looking at the profile of the industry, where Africa sits, and how you can help to get Africa take its place in this industry. Based on what you've done yourself, what you've seen over years, the gaps that were there, bringing family feud to Africa, like you said, was an issue. Others believed it was not workable, but you made it work. We like that entrepreneurship, that courage, that vision. So Zambia is available. Zambia is ready to be part of this dream, this opportunity. Welcome here once more. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hold on, know that it's time to be strong.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your contacts. Thank you.
The online media outlet known as African Stream has been taken off the air. It's been taken off YouTube, taken off Instagram, I believe, and taken off Facebook. And this is particularly newsworthy for me because it really demonstrates a very, very critical point. We as Black people or African people around the world don't really have any of our own platforms, really viable media platforms, online media platforms that we control, that are controlled by Africans, by Black people. All of the things we use to share our videos, to share our podcasts and our vlogs and our this, that and the other, all of the actual websites that we use and that we depend upon for reach are corporate owned. So YouTube, of course, is owned by Google. We use YouTube, we use Facebook, we use Instagram, we use TikTok. None of those things are controlled or owned by Black people, by African people. The reason that's important is that when you then have a channel, say like African Stream, which is putting out, my understanding is that they put out a lot of critical content with regard to the West in general. And the thing that seems to have particularly got them taken off air was their criticism of the US government's actions in the country of Somalia in East Africa. Now, if you're going to go out, if you're going to be criticizing the West, if you're going to be criticizing Western corporations, if you're going to be using these platforms to criticize the corporations and to criticize the governments and this, that, and the other, then you have to be prepared for those people to turn around and say, well, you're not going to use our platform anymore to do this, and just cut you off. This has happened to African Stream. It's happened to many other web brands in the past. And actually as well, let's be honest and let's be kind of transparent about this. A lot of so-called white supremacists, eugenic oriented people have been deplatformed from YouTube and Facebook too. You know, Twitter or X has become a bastion for these people. That's Elon Musk's prerogative. He can do what he wants to do. X is his. He fronts up the cash so he can do whatever the heck he wants to do with X. And the same goes for Google. The same goes for Meta. This is how it works. Unfortunately, or you might say it's unfortunately, this is how the world works. If you control a a corporation or a platform, some kind of infrastructure, if it's privately owned, you can decide what you want to do about it. So what are we to do as black people, as African people in this day and age? Well, it's very obvious. People will say, oh, we need to create our own platforms. I mean, that is true. I've been hearing this, I've been on YouTube here since 2009. I've been on the internet, if you like. I remember my youth, there was no internet. Put it that way. And I remember the internet coming up. I was there. We were there. People of my generation, kind of late Gen Xers. We were there, or mid-Gen Xers. We were there when the internet was really coming into the fore. Where were we as black people? Unfortunately, we were just consumers. Consumers, as Marcus Garvey would say. Consumers. Just consuming. Not building. Not organizing our own infrastructure. Not building our own websites even. Not building our own streaming platforms. We didn't do any of that. We haven't done any of that. Africans in particular, obviously, unfortunately, when the internet was in its nascent period, the web access in Africa was pretty poor. And this is a sign of our underdevelopment, that even to this day, having reliable broadband, strong broadband access in Africa, wireless broadband access as well in Africa is you can't rely on that. And unfortunately, this is where we are. Here we are, 20 plus years since the internet has been part and parcel of everyday life. And there still is not a strong African owned platform or black owned website, even streaming platform that can be relied upon to A, store our content, but also B, disseminate our content. Because that's the most important thing. Like I said, you can create your website. That's fine. There's loads of people have created these streaming sites, but that's the easy part. Just storing videos. That's the easy part. The hard part is putting in the development work to build those algorithms to be able to disseminate the videos far and wide and intelligently in a way that will actually help the reach of these videos to grow. That's what YouTube does itself really well. And that's what we need to do. But, here we are, 2024, and no one's done that yet from a black perspective. No independently owned platform still exists, viable platform exists. And the other thing as well I want to say is that we ought to be thinking ahead. We ought to be looking into the future. There are technologies out there that we can be utilizing, which are still in their early periods, their formative periods, that we could be utilizing to get a head start, prepare ourselves for the next phase of this kind of web 2.0, if you like. One of those, of course, is AI, large language models. We should be all over that. ChatGPT is free. We should be all over that, building models that will help us to answer the questions that we have and to give us, to disseminate the information. Talking about education, I talk a lot about education, for example. We should be building models on ChatGPT that will enable us to be able to teach our children effectively the things that they need to know. How many of us are even doing that? It's there. ChatGPT is there and it's free. But for some reason, us as a people, as black people, we are probably not even using it as best as we can do.
Well then, I grade. We need ya, hey, I need some herb in my brain. So bring the medication for my brain to heal the whole of the nation from the pain and break up all the circles and the chains. I need some meditation in my brain. So bring the medication for my brain to heal the whole of the nation from the pain. Break up all the circles and the chain. Hey, no, this could never.
Greetings again, brothers and sisters and cousins of the other races who support our struggle for economic equality with the other races. I am going to say a little bit about the need for us to have our own social media platform, SMP. For about 2 years now, I've been literally crusading, writing to organizations and people saying that we need to have something for ourselves. We can't depend on other people to be on other people's platform, and especially to be criticizing them. You can't be in a person's house or in their yard throwing stones at them and think that they're going to let you stay there. It's just a matter of time before they kick you out or call the police to kick you out. And that's what happened recently with African Stream. And African Stream is not the only one. I saw another video with a brother from Nigeria, I think, complaining how they censored forced him to take stuff out of his video, although he got the information from reputable, well-established news media. So, but I wrote, I contacted, and particularly one organization, not going to mention the name of that organization. I thought that they were more suitable to be the umbrella organization. I'm not in favor of one-manism. The Honorable Marcus Garvey showed us, the blueprint is there. We don't have to invent it. He showed us in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, how working together, little by little, he showed us pooling our limited resources, put our little few pennies and dollars and whatever together. And most recently, I keep saying this, President Obama, largely it's small contribution from people, few dollars, $10, $20. And although he got some money later from some other people, I'm not going to get into that. Senator Bernie Sanders, till today, in Vermont, here in the USA, Democratic Socialist, I don't think he accept more than $20. I saw a video where a man, I'm not going to call names because sometimes I don't remember exactly who and I don't want to misquote people or call wrong names. And this man was saying that he's a wealthy American. He knows him, Bernie Sanders, Senator Bernie Sanders very well, and he offered to give him money and to help him to raise money. And he said no, he doesn't want it. Small contribution. So we know the way. Honorable Marcus Garvey bought 2, 3, 4 ships in the 30s, Black Star Liner. Can you imagine that? And it was from the small contribution. So it's not a financial thing. It's I think a mental thing more than anything else. Why we don't have our own social media platform. Our primary concern is not to own stuff. The employee mentality, mental slavery, still our main problem. The chain no longer around our hands and our feet, but around our brains. And that's what is the main thing is holding us back. It showed itself particularly in the entertainment and sports and so on. The Afro people are the workers. The business side of it, side of the music business and the sports business, they are controlled, owned by the other races. And it's not a matter of financing, because the players can put a few, some of their money together, not all, little of and put it together and buy teams and so on, but that's not the priority. And same thing with the social media platform. So, Brother Wanada, the previous segment, he's asking, he doesn't know why, and he and others. The only person who spoke about us owning a social media platform before was Professor PLO Lumumba. He spoke about it more than once. And prevention is better than cure. We don't have to wait until Mr. Man complained. What's his face? its name is Face or whatever, complain on YouTube, kicked off African stream, and they are banning others and so on and so on. Time for us to own something for ourselves. So in the new year, 2025, I have started to contact people already to say I'm no longer depending on other organization or whatever. I am contacting people and saying, let us work together, pool, whether it's going to be a company owned by a number of us or by many of us, or a cooperative. I'm not sure what format, but small contributions, and money is not the big problem. I can say that. Money is not the big problem, because small contributions, it will add up. Small, and I mean small, not contribution, investments, not contributions. Small investments. I'm going to say $100 up to maybe $1,000 maximum. I haven't. These things need to be worked out. But the first move in terms of contacting people and asking them to participate, in 2025, and not far in 2025, I mean soon in 2020 we'll make the first move. I always say business like planting a mango tree. I have the experience of planting fruit trees, but particularly a Julie mango tree. I planted and I watched it and saw how it bore only one mango in 3 years, the first year, and then next year it was 3, and then little by little, it's like a mango tree. It takes time. I don't think this is going to take years, because from what I'm seeing and what I've heard and so on and so on. So, to answer the working together, cooperating, business, one manism, bad idea. Two people. Most times we hear about the one man, he's just the front person. Even starting with the family. Two people in the family, or two friends, or 3, or small numbers, start small, not many. Few first, 2, 3, 4, 5 family members, good people, not good people, family and our friends. That's how the other races do it. We don't have to invent anything. We just have to look at the other people. Now we don't have to do everything that they do, but we can see and look and pick and choose what is good for us. It's there. We don't have to invent anything. China, the African race, we see what happened until the race is uplifted by Africa being uplifted, free from colonialism and neo-colonialism. Number one priority, of course, is to have governments that are looking out for their own people. And we see what is happening, how it has changed the Sahel countries, those 3 countries, the AES countries. Example, present day example, showing us clearly, and they're not the only one, but they are the most. We have seen that banding together. Rwanda, example, for sure. Tanzania, yes, also, and others. The example is there. And here, even no matter how much the Afro person, the African person, the black person, how much money they have, and they think that they're all right, driving down the road in a fancy car, your fancy car, and the police stop you they'll tell you they don't know you. They stop you. You're a black man or black man. Where did you get this car? Because right away they assume you sold the car. That's the first thing. I'm just using that as an example. And the other races have set up business and do business in the black communities, but it doesn't work the other way around. It's a thing. So we have to, this year, with the social media platform, we have to get at least one for ourselves, okay? And working together, cooperating, and we can do it. We have done it. Our foreparents did it in the past, and we can also do it. And we don't have to wait until they kick out us, all of us, or more of us, to know that we need to have something for ourselves. We don't have to. Okay, let's work together and make it happen. Okay, bye-bye. Take care. So let me just add this little piece, because up to recently, I used to think that there is no social media platform owned by African people or African person. And I found out last month that this is not true. There are two in the US. I don't know if there are anywhere else, but there are two. One of them is not on Facebook, not on YouTube. They carry videos for I think Facebook and some other social media platform. The other one, which is more well established and so on, is owned and operated by the son of a famous African American entertainer. I'm reluctant to call people's names, so I don't want to call it names. So, and it is seem to be well established and doing pretty well. However, it from what I see, it's mostly involving entertainment and sports. And yes, that's as much I will say now. It's mostly involved in entertainment and sport, and the media platform, social media platform that I think we need is the business, is economic. It should be mostly about economic equality, economic liberation, economic independence. And so that even with sports and entertainment generally, because that's where we are the main people and earn the most revenue as workers, that it should be the business side, that's the music business or the sports business or the business side, which is currently controlled by the other races. But yes, there are two, but two, but in my opinion, not focusing on our main problem and our main issue. And that's not to criticize them, because all of these different things that people are doing, positive things to help the race, it will add up. The positive things that are to help the majority of Africans in continental Africans and Diasporan Africans will add up. Okay.
Welcome to the Watson's farm, and we're located in the cool hills of Blue Mountain. Alright, so it's a family business. We're in the business for over 20 years. My dad used to transport Christmas trees, and then he just decided that why not plant his own Christmas tree? I just started like probably 5 years ago, also with my cousin right here. So the farm is approximately 2 acres, Christmas tree and coffee. It's a farming community. It's a good business, providing for family and also providing jobs for people, person in the community also. So we'd supply trees every year because the market keep growing and growing, so we have to supply each year. So normally when you plant a Christmas tree, it takes up to 3 years before it mature enough and turn into a good sized Christmas tree. Customer can come to us in half a tree. We're located right at Lane Plaza in front of Burger King, right in front of Sakura. Also, you have persons who call and ask us to deliver a tree for them, so charge them to deliver plus a tree plus the setup. For a 4-foot tree now it's probably gonna be like $2,500 per foot, which would probably be $10,000, and then it all depends on where the person is, probably $5,000 more for transportation, and then to set up the tree now, that's gonna additional cost of $2,500.
Due to the recent rainfalls over the year, there has been various landslides along the route, so the ingress and egress has now been a challenge for us, because normally we would drive to the nearest point of the farm, but now the vehicles can't come up to the farm, so going forward we'll have to employ persons to transport the trees from the farm to the main road, which is like approximately
half an hour worth of
walking. So the transportation is going to be a big issue for us this year. Outside of Christmas season, well, there is coffee, which is in between, but different from the coffee and the Christmas tree. We all have our day-to-day jobs. We attend school, we attend college. The Christmas trees are basically a seasonal thing, seeing that Christmas comes only once a year, so we have to come out big and strong for the once per year.
I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive such an overwhelming endorsement from the Ghanaian people.
Ghana's John Dramani Mahama pledged governance reforms and measures to reset the nation in a victory speech after winning Saturday's presidential election. The Electoral Commission said Mahama won nearly 57% of the vote, based on provisional results from 267 of 276 constituencies. It cements the former president's return to power after 8 years leading the country's opposition.
It shows that the Ghanaian people have little tolerance for bad governance, particularly of the sort witnessed in the last 8 years, and that they are willing to take decisive action at critical moments when it matters most.
Mahama's main rival was Vice President Mahamadou Bawumia. He conceded on Sunday, aiming to ease tensions. Ghana produces cocoa, gold, and oil, but a spiraling economic and cost of living crisis hurt the popularity of the government and increased momentum for a change in leadership. Mahama has said he would look to renegotiate a $3 billion International Monetary Fund bailout, as well as to ease up on business regulations, bring in tax reforms, and invest billions in modernizing infrastructure. He told supporters he's not taking his win for granted.
This mandate also serves as a constant reminder of what fate awaits us if we fail to meet the aspirations of our people and govern with arrogance.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for and unity.
Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.